Welcome to Slash Bash, where today I am bringing you another Choosing Beggar Reddit video. In our first story, the Buy Nothing group people are driving me crazy. Let's jump right in. These are just a few examples of how the Buy Nothing group people are driving me mad. I'm a giving person, but due to my recent experiences, I feel so burned. So I'm in a local Buy Nothing group and I give away a lot of nice things in there. But recently a few things have happened that make me want to stop doing it. I have a hoarder that lives across the street from me. I used to set out free piles, but she grabs stuff for herself before anyone else can even get to it. She is also in that group. I've given her quite a bit in the past within the group, but I stopped when I realized that she's a hoarder. I've watched her get lots of things in that group, and it goes promptly to her garage and goes there to die, which is stacked full of crap from the floor to ceiling. It is completely full of stuff. She doesn't give anything away in the group. I had set out a bookcase on my front lawn yesterday, and it was meant for someone else in the group to come pick it up. It didn't have a free sign on it. My hoarder neighbor grabbed it and promptly took it across the street to her house. She's always sitting out in front of her house, smoking and watching the neighborhood. I feel like I live in a fishbowl. It's very rare that I can open my front door and she isn't staring straight back at me. It drives me crazy. Yesterday, a lady in the group, who is ironically named Karen, came and got some free stuff from me. A lot of really nice cookbooks. Didn't once say thank you. She didn't even remember that she had already come to my house 2 times recently for other stuff. I actually messaged her and said, "Thank you goes a long way and would have been appreciated." I blocked her after that. I'm so sick of people who can't even take the time to say thank you, but they literally comment on your post within minutes of you offering the free stuff. I posted 4 things in a group for free, and within a minute of posting, some lady commented on my post saying she wanted all 4 things and asked me to deliver them to her too. Then there was a girl in her 20s who was getting a new kitten and was asking for things for the kitten. I, of course, being an animal lover, wanted to help, so I asked her what she needed. She wanted everything, even kitty litter. I tried to talk to her a bit about how she would eventually need to make sure the kitten is spayed, and if she needs help with that, I would pay for it and transport the kitten. She didn't have a car and needed me to drop the things off to her, to and from the appointment. She said, "Well, I have to discuss that with my husband first because I might let her have a litter of kittens." What? So you're telling me you can't afford kitty litter? She said she couldn't afford it because she didn't get paid for 3 more days, or basically anything for this kitten, but you might let the kitten have a litter of kittens? I tried to explain nicely to her that I would help her, but the kitten really needs to be spayed and that there is a pet population problem with so many unwanted animals already, and asked her please not to contribute to the problem. I also explained that part of being a responsible pet owner is making sure you can provide for that animal, and that kitty litter, etc. is an ongoing expense. She told me I was rude and blocked me. I dropped the stuff off to her anyway because I wanted her to have it for the kitten's sake. I left a note with resources in our community for low cost or free spaying. Then there was a lady who I gave a really nice living room rug to. Over 30 people had commented on this post in the Buy Nothing group and wanted it. I made the stupid mistake of choosing her. After I did, she asked for more photos and said she wanted to see more photos before they would accept the rug. I sent her 15 additional photos of the rug. She waited a day between each reply, 2 days total, before replying back. She came and got it late, and I had to keep moving it in and out of the garage because it started raining. Then she messaged me later that day and said, "I'm so disappointed. It looks way too blue in our space and I will need to give it away." Okay, crazy lady. I had sent her 15 more photos with and without flash, so she knew what color it was. She made it seem like I was trying to make her take the rug or something. I give things away in these groups to try to be a nice person, to try to do something nice for others. It would be so much easier to just take the stuff to a donation center rather than taking the time to take photos, post, respond to people, tell them where I live, etc. It makes me feel like people are just out to get free stuff and that's all they care about. It leaves me with an ick feeling, when what I was hoping for was to feel like I had done something someone appreciates. Story number 2, they tried to lowball me on my house. This happened about 10 years ago now. I got a new job about 3 hours away, so I had to sell my house. This was in the Midwest, a medium-sized town, historic district, a house on the historic registry. It was a beautiful old Victorian home built in 1895. The house had been fully restored in the early 80s with a lot of work done, but as with any old house, there were ongoing maintenance needs. That being said, the electrical and plumbing were less than 10 years old and fully up to code. The house had a brand new HVAC system and components. It had new windows, the siding had recently been painted. Basically, this old house was in tip-top shape. My asking price, $135,000. I was expecting to get about $120,000 for it. At the time in this area, these prices were on the higher end, but not the most expensive in the neighborhood and not the cheapest either. Very fairly priced. A young couple comes and looks at the house and fell in love with it. They wanted a second showing where the young man's father, who was a contractor, was going to look over it. Since it was their first home purchase, I was leery, but there was nothing to hide, so I didn't have an issue. The dad comes and looks at the house, and the next day an offer came through. My asking price was $135K. The amount they offered was $85,000. Accompanying the offer was a laundry list of things that needed to be fixed, along with what the contractor dad would charge for the repairs. I won't go into why this was so ridiculous, other than to say that many of these repairs were fully subjective. They were cosmetic repairs that were unnecessary. My realtor asked me what I wanted my counteroffer to be. Counter? I was offended. I said I won't be countering. That's an offensive and ridiculous offer and list of demands. Finally, after she practically begged me to counter, I said, just say no. That's it. No context. Just reply with a single no. And that is what she did. Minutes later, her phone was ringing. It was the other realtor. You have to counter with something, anything. They're expecting a counter, even if there is almost no difference. She was begging for a counteroffer. Fine. I countered at $145,000. Accompanying was my reason. Potentially difficult buyers. They came back at $110,000. I declined. 3 weeks later, I sold the house for $128,000. Story number 3. A choosing beggar quits her job and tries to make her fiancé get a second job to pay for her wedding. Help! I need advice. My fiancé and I are having a lot of issues right now. We can't stop fighting and I don't know what to do. I quit my job because wedding planning was taking up so much time, and my fiancé is refusing to get a second job. He doesn't understand that I don't have time to get ready for work, drive to work, be somewhere else all day, and drive home. I need to be home to plan this wedding. I'm trying to find a job from home, but it is difficult. I asked him to get a second job, and he won't. It really pisses me off because we are spending $80,000 on this wedding, and he keeps saying that we should spend less. Hello? No, this is my wedding. I have been dreaming of since I was little, and I refuse to have anything but my dream wedding. How can I convince him to work a second job to pay for this? Whatever happened to happy wife, happy life? Let me know in the comments whether you think that this guy actually dodged the bullet or not. This is John from /bash. Thanks for watching. If you've enjoyed the video and want to be the first to know when the next one drops, then subscribe and make sure you click on the notifications bell so that YouTube will actually show you my videos. We would love for you to drop a like, share it with your friends, and we will see you in the next one.